repeatable annotations. Okay. What is the advantage of developing projects as Spring-based layered applications, right? What is the advantage of developing the projects as Spring-based? Yeah, we are going to develop these layered applications in future, guys. That's a question number one. Same question can be given in another way. How did you use? How did you use? What is there? Dependency management. Spring style dependency management in your real time projects. In your what projects, guys? Real time projects. In your real time projects. Okay, that's good. Answer. Some problem in the mouse. Are. Some issue is there at the mouse. Fine, let it be. Yeah. What is the answer? Generally, we develop all real-time projects as layered applications. Layered applications. That means we keep different logics in. We keep different logics in what? Different classes, and we make them communicating with each other. With each other. We make them communicating with what? Each other. Comfortable, my dear? Come on, everyone. We keep different logics in different classes and we make them communicating with what? Each other. That's fine. We make them communicating with what? Each other. Okay, that's good. If we take those classes as spring beans, spring bean using different types of annotations. What, guys? Different types of annotation. Different types of stereotype annotation. Not types, guys. Different stereotype annotation. Then, okay, those classes loading, object creation, okay, Objects management, okay, will be taken care by IOC container. Moreover, by taking the support of auto wide annotation, we can inject what is there, one Spring Bean class object to another Spring Bean class object. One Spring Bean class object to another Spring Bean class object. Yeah. We generally take service DAO. Come on. We generally take what? Service DAO. Controller classes as Spring. Controller classes as what? Spring Bean. And we inject. What is there, guys? DAO class object to service class object and service class object to what is there? Controller class object and the client application. What application? And the client application calls ctx.getBean method having what is there? Controller class bean ID to get controller class object. What is there? Injected with service and DAO class objects. So basically, this is the layered application now, guys. This is our layered application. This is our layered application. This is our layered application. Tell me here what is there. Yeah, tell me here what is there. Okay, this is my DAO object. This is my server. This is my, what is there, guys? Controller class object. This is my service class object. This is my DAO class object. Everyone getting my point here or not there? Got the clarity or not there, guys? Understood my statement, my dear? Come on. Yeah. So, loading of classes, creating object, management object, taking a IOC content. Assigning one object with another object also taken care by IOC. So we can concentrate on other parts now because those important activities are automated. By whom? IOC content. Interesting or not there, guys? That's great. Yeah. Yeah. But still time is there to get into what? Layered application development, but since I have to introduce stereotype annotation, I have introduced. We will see practicals of this stereotype annotation in the coming classes. Fine. So shall I introduce property file? Actually, I'm preparing background to get into mini project as a layered application, right? So first I introduce stereotype annotation. So far what? Any user-defined class, we know only one annotation at the red component. But now we have many varieties are not there. Just Spring Bean. I don't want any special behavior component. Service. Spring Bean come service class. It tells it not only Spring Bean, business logic is the annotation tells what class is capable of. Repository. Spring Bean come DAO class. Controller, Spring Bean come control. Configuration, Spring Bean come configuration. Controller advice, Spring Bean come advice class. When all these are there, while handling exception to display what? Exception related messages as what? Non-technical guiding messages. We definitely need this one or not there, guys. You definitely need this support or not there, guys. I want reply, my dear. Come on. Super. Okay. Okay, boss. Now, before introducing what is property file, I want to say one thing, guys. There are two types of gathering inputs from end user. Two ways of gathering inputs for project or application. Hard coding, soft coding. Int A is equal to 10. Value 10 is hard coded or soft coded here? Value 10 is what? Hard coded or soft coded are there? Hard coded, right? Scanner SC is equal to new scanner of system.in. Int A is equal to sc.nextInt. Soft coding or hard coding? Because that is not fixed. Time to time you can change it or not there. Is it fixed or time to time it's changing? That means we have gone for here soft coding or hard coding, made. So that means fixed value means hard coding. Changing value means soft code. Not only scanner, guys. Using property file, I can do that soft coding. Using XML file, I can do that soft coding, guys. Okay, now I am introducing property file to get some inputs from what? Programmer. To get some inputs to project through what coding? Soft code. See this? Int A is equal to 10. Hard coding, bad practice. Scanner SC is equal to new scanner, system.in. Int A is equal to nextInt. Soft coding. Yeah, you may ask me one question. Sir, already scanner is there, or other options are there to read inputs from end user. Why I should go for property file? There are two types of input value comes to application. Non-technical input given by end user. Name, age, address, date of birth. So they have to be through scanner or forms, GUI forms. Why? But there are some technical inputs, guys. JDBC driver class name, database username, database password, JDBC URL. These are technical inputs. Only developers can give. Can I expect such values from end user, guys? Can I ask end user to enter JDBC driver class name, database username and password? You may enter bus driver or college driver, college bus driver name are not there. Because end user is a non-technical fellow, right? End user means what? You people before joining any course, you are non-technical persons, right? A chemical engineer, civil engineer, bank employee, bank customer, all these are non-technical. They know how to operate the computer. They don't know how to develop the software applications. For them, if you ask driver, database password, username, driver class name, they will run away from our application or not there. Okay. Mr. Kumar, who is asking permission to share your screen. What do you want to share, guys? What do you want to share, Mr. Kumar? Are you experimenting or by mistake in the sleep keyboard touched? Yes. To gather non-technical inputs to the application or project from the end user, take the support of what? Following option. Scanner, AWT GUI component, HTML JSP forms. Example, name, age, address, kind of thing. To gather technical inputs to the project or application from what? Project maintenance team, technical team, take the support of what? Property file or XML file. JDBC driver details, database user, password, and etc. Database password and what? Etc. Is that clear, my dear? The text file that maintains the entries in the form of what? Key value pairs. That maintains the entries in the form of what? Key value pairs. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Is called properties file. This file is also called resource bundle file. This file can have any extension, but the recommended extension is what? .prop. See, guys, .property file is to send the inputs to project, but they are not from end user. They are for programmers. Project maintenance team, technical team, they want to pass technical input, then take the support of what? Property file. If you want to get non-technical input value from visitors of the application, you have to use scanners, forms, and other options, right? Yeah. Info.properties. Any extension you can have, but recommended extension is dot. Recommended is dot. Okay. All these are the keys. Keys can have multiple words separated with a dot. Keys can have multiple words separated with the dots. And we can have comments in the keys with a hash symbol or not there. We can place comments in the keys with what? Hash symbol or not there. Note. We can write comments in property file using what symbol? Hash symbol. Key and value can be any word of our choice. In keys, we can place what? Multiple words separated with a dot or not there. The property file that is configured on the top of what? Spring Bean class using @properties as annotation can be used in what? All Spring Bean class of the project. And you can configure property file in annotation driven configuration by using what? @property source annotation. To configure property file with Spring application, use what? @property source annotation. To configure using XML tag, we have what? This is annotation. This is annotation. If you want to configure through XML, there is a property placeholder tag is there. Using that also you can configure. But anyhow, we decided not to work much with what? XML. We decided much with what? Properties annotation. So @property source annotation is most important one or not there? Okay. Sir, in properties file, we can have those inputs as a simple and string values, or can we have objects? Can we have objects in property file? Objects allocates memory in JVM RAG. Can you place objects in property file? So in property file, the value what we want to pass, either simple values, integer, float number, or string values, right? But so far we have seen IOC container using @auto-void annotation to inject what? One Spring Bean with another Spring Bean. That means object to object injection only we have seen now, boss. Suppose we want to inject simple value to simple property of Spring Bean. So we have to use another annotation called @value. What value? @auto-void is object to object injection. That means one Spring Bean object to another Spring Bean object injection. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Okay. @value is useful for what, guys? To inject simple values to simple properties are not there. It is useful to inject what? Simple values to simple properties. Are you getting my point there, my dear? To configure property file with what? Spring application, use what? @property source annotation. We can use @value annotation to read the values from what? Properties file and to inject them to what? Spring Bean, simple properties. Spring Bean, simple properties. Are you getting my point there, guys? Private string p name, @value, $per dot name. @address, value @per dot address. Here what is injected, guys? name is injected. Here what is injected, guys? Address is injected. Here name injected, here what? Address injected. Did you realize that, my dear? Here name injected, here what? Address injected. At the red is called placeholder. This is the key. Represent the value that is going to come to Spring Bean property from what? Properties file. These values are like question mark symbol in SQL queries are not there. While doing JDBC programming in SQL query, we keep question mark symbol. Question mark symbols are the values or placeholders representing values. They represent placeholder. They represent value that are going to come in future. They represent value that are going to come in what? Future. These values are like question mark symbol in SQL queries of what? JDBC program. Private string P name, private string P address. On the top of it, value key. On the top of it, @value key. Comfortable, my dear? Got the clarity or not there, guys? Nothing is there. @value on the top of property, mention the key that is there in property file. It automatically collects the value from property file and injects or not there. So main purpose of @value injection is what? To inject simple values to simple property. They can be direct value, they can be gathered from properties file, they can be environment variable value, they can be system property value. @value is multi-purpose annotation. What annotation? It can be used to inject a hard-coded value. It can be used value collected from property file. It can be used to gather environment variable values and inject. Are path, class path, environment variables are there now. In Java, we have system property, os.name, os.version, user.name, like system fixed system property. To inject those values to Spring Bean properties also, we can use what? @value. Are very simple, boss. Anything simple you want to inject, either directly or by collecting from different places, value annotation. Anything object you want to inject, then you have to bring what into picture? @. Very popular interview question. What's the difference between @value and what? @auto-void annotation. @value is useful to inject what? Simple value to simple property. Auto-void is useful to inject one Spring Bean class object to what? Another Spring Bean class object. It is very useful to inject what? One Spring Bean class object to another Spring Bean class object. Are you understanding my statement, guys? @value is multi-purpose annotation which can be used for different operation. To inject simple values to primitive or String Bean properties directly. See, private string P name, @value Raja. Hard-coded value injection are not there. To inject values collected from properties file to what? Primitive or String Bean properties. Come on. Private string P name, @value $per.name. per.name is the key in the properties file. Private string OS name, @value os.name. What dot name, guys? @value os.name. os.name, os.version and etc. are what? Fixed system properties. os.name, os.version are the fixed system properties. Got it? To inject environment variable values to primitive or String Bean properties. Tell me. Private string path data, @value $path. Path environment variable value, it will inject to this property or not there. The key in dollar flower bracket open closing is called placeholder. That represents the name of the value that is going to be injected toward Spring Bean properties. Yeah, tell me. @value can be used in how many angle? 4 angle. To inject hard-coded values, to inject the values collected from properties file, to inject the system properties, Fixed names are there for system property. To inject what? Environment variable values, guys. So 4 angles are there or not there. But except in hard coding, in remaining all places, you have to write one or other key. You have to write, you have to use placeholder support or not there. What is the difference between @value and what? @auto void annotation. To inject one Spring Bean class object to another Spring Bean class object has a property. Take the support of @auto void annotation or not there. Private engineering @auto void. So this is Spring Bean to Spring Bean injection or not there. To inject simple values collected from different places like property file, system property, and etc. to what? Primitive or simple string property. Take the support of what? @value annotation. @value annotation. Private string p name. What is there, guys? Private string p name. @value per dot name. Injecting simple values to Spring Bean properties are not there. One for simple value injection, one for object to object injection. Okay. What is the difference between IOC and dependency injection? Okay, listen. IOC means inversion of control. Is the software specification. What, guys? Is the software specification. IOC means inversion of control is the software specification that provides set of rules and guidelines. That provides what? Set of rules and guidelines. That provides set of rules and guidelines to manage a dependency between two Spring Beans. And these rules and guidelines can be implemented in two ways. One is dependency injection, other one is dependency lookup. Okay, how many ways we can implement IOC, guys? Yeah, IOC is a software specification that provides what? Set of rules and guidelines to manage the dependency between two classes are not there, guys. But that can be implemented in how many ways? Two ways. Lookup, injection. But both the target is what? Assigning one Spring Bean class object to another Spring Bean class object are not there. See, IOC is a theory. Dependency lookup injections are the implementation. IOC is like a building plan. Dependency lookup and injections are what? Implementation of those building plans. Dependency lookup and injections are what? Implementations of those building plans are not there. Okay. IOC is a software specification having set of rules and guidelines to manage the dependency among the components. Target dependent Spring Bean. Dependency lookup, dependency injection are the two implementation models of what, guys? IOC based dependency management are not there, guys. IOC theory, DL, DI. DL means what? Dependency lookup. DI means dependency injection. Are the practicals based on theory are not there, guys. IOC is like planning. DL, DI are what? Implementations of the planning are not there, guys. 1 minute. First time I'm using the words DL. This is my DI. Working with @auto void fall under what? Dependency. Working with the ctx.getBean method call under what? Dependency lookup. What is there? Dependency lookup. Can we give multiple scopes for Spring Bean? Can we give multiple scopes for Spring Bean, guys? Is it possible to give multiple scopes for Spring Bean, guys? Not possible because @scope is what? Not repeatable. Already we discussed that one or not there. Knowingly, unknowingly, in every project we are implementing lookup and injection. The way we are using @auto void to assign one Spring Bean class object to what? Another Spring Bean class object. Fall under what? Fall under what, guys? Dependency lookup injection, guys. Dependency injection. The way we call ctx.getBean method in client application fall under what? Dependency lookup. Okay, that's fine, guys. No problem. So let's open Eclipse IDE and let's implement this property file story and value annotation story completely. We have to implement this property file story and what? Value annotation story completely, guys. Yeah, what's your batch code? 6019. File. What project? Maven project. Say next. Where is this? Maven hyphen. Archetype hyphen. Quick start. Maven hyphen. Archetype hyphen. Quick start. Maven hyphen. Archetype hyphen. Quick start. Yeah, tell me. IOC pros. What is there, guys? IOC pros 11. Properties file and what? Value annotation. com.nt.main. This is my build success or not there? That's good. Yeah. Tell me. This is main where I'm going to keep the main method. Okay. Listen, guys. Generally, we try to keep. Okay, let's work with Java 21, which is a stable version. Whenever I change Java version in Maven project, that change will reflect only when I say Maven update or not. Here is Maven. What is there? Update project. Say, okay. Right. New package. com.nt.sbins. New package. com.nt.config. Generally, we prefer keeping properties file, which is common for all things, commons package, com.nt.commons. What is there? com.nt.commons. New, where is this file? Info.properties. What dot properties, guys? Info.properties. Yeah, what is there? Properties file. Or what is there? Personal information. What is that? Personal information. Yeah. PR.id 1001. PR.name. PR.address Hyderabad. PR.address Hyderabad. Tell me. PR.id, PR.name, PR.address. Comfortable, my dear? Yeah. Here is ID, here name, address, here is what? This. Yeah, PR dot. Okay, I think already number is there. Okay. PR dot address. Enough. These are enough. Yeah. Now I'll develop one Spring Bean, guys. Class. What info? Personal. What info? Personal info. Personal info dot Java. Okay. Now, first of all, we should add Spring related jars or not there. Spring related jar. Are not compulsory you have to collect from MVN repository. You can collect from what? Previous project related pom.xml also. Whatever you feel comfortable, you do it. Okay. MVN repository. What's the main jar file? Context support. If you add this main jar file context support, the remaining jar files will come automatically or not there. 6.2.12. Where is this? Copy this. Where is this? 6. This one, 1, 2. Here is my what? Paste. 6.1.12. We are definitely ready with this or not there. Yeah, I think we decided to work with the 7 also, right? I think we started working with the 7 version now, guys, which is a Millennium version. Context support. Let's take this RC, fine, leave it RC1. We'll take Millennium 3, whatever it is. Millennium 9, fine. Save page. Yeah. Once this jar is added, guys, yeah, at the rate component, what is there? P info. At the rate component P info. That is nothing but personal info or not. At the rate component P info. Yeah. Private integer. Or you can take simple type or wrapper type. But you prefer simple type or wrapper type? Wrapper. Why you know? In wrapper type, no value means null. In simple type, no value means 0. 0 is some value, but null means no value. Because wrapper types are objects. In objects, if nothing is given, null will be stored or not there. In objects, when nothing is there, null will be stored or not there. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, not compulsory. That key and this key should match, guys. You can take just ID. Why? Because we are explicitly mapping separately. At the rate value, dollar flower bracket opening and closing. PR dot ID. What is there? Collecting the values from what is a properties. Private string. What is there? P name. Private string P name. At the rate value PR dot P name. At the rate value PR dot name P name name. Next. At the rate value come on. Address. ADDRS. PR dot ADDRS. Your ID injected, your name injected, your what? Address injected. It is done or not then? Inject the hard-coded value. Private string. What is there? Email. Okay. at the rate value, dollar floor bracket. What is there? At the rate value, dollar floor bracket. At the rate value, dollar floor bracket. Tell me, boss. Okay. So I'm hard coding, guys. Raja at Rani.com. So I just want to say it can be. Okay. Sir, from there it will everything as string, but here integer is there. No problem. It will take care of conversion. As long as it is compatible to convert, it will convert. You don't worry about conversion. Suppose here some age I have taken, 30 I typed within double quote. But converting that 30 into numeric value will be taken care internally. We are least bothered about doing that work explicitly. Yes, now my dear. We are least bothered about doing that work what? Explicitly. Understanding my statement, guys. Come on. Okay. Inject. What is there? System property values. What values, guys? Inject system property values. Inject a system property values. Tell me, I'm writing username. What name? User. Name, not JDBC, it's a system username. Okay, we have fixed keys user dot name. Sir, you are saying I'm using, but if I want to search and get, how to search and get? Okay, I already said we have a chat GPT. Whenever you forget something, chat GPT is there or not there? Okay, that's good. Come to this. Here is what chat GPT thinks, guys. Come on. Yeah, followed by that, what is there, guys? Java system properties. Java version, Java vendor, Java home. We have something now, boss. OS dot name, OS dot version. We have some system property having fixed keys now, my dear. Okay, private OS name. At the rate value. Tell me. What is there, guys? OS dot name. Okay. What is there? OS version. At the rate value. Dollar. What is there? OS dot version. At the rate value. What is there? OS dot version. Comfortable, my dear? Come on, everyone. Okay, that's good. So here all injections system. Inject environment variable values. Private string. What is there? Path data. At the rate value. Tell me. Dollar path. At the rate value. Dollar path. Yes, coming or not there. Other day I have given Lambda API videos to watch. Anyone watched? Not given? Lambda API. Fine, no problem. Yeah, now I just want to have one toString method to display whether these are injected or not. See, all four categories are covered or not there. All four categories are covered. Now to have a look. ToString method. There's a shortcut key to get the ToString method, guys. Alt plus Shift plus yes comma yes. Alt plus Shift plus yes comma yes. Click on generate. Cut this, paste it. Simply what we are doing, guys, click on generate. ID, name, address, email, username, OS name, OS version and other stuff, guys. OS version and what? Other stuff. So we have taken this other stuff or not there, boss? Okay. We are ready with this. Tell me. Yeah, we are injecting, but first of all, did we configure the property file? No. You can configure on any Spring Bean, guys, but the common class is one configuration class. So property file is also common file. It's better to configure on the top of what? Common class or not there. Right. Here is what? New class. What's the class name? Oh, we are in wrong place, huh? We are in wrong place. Yes, beans ready. Main ready. Main we have to develop. Oh, property file also. Yeah, that is right. Yeah, now I'm taking config package, guys, class. What's the recommended name for it? AppConf. How to tell it is not a regular one, it's a configuration class. @conf. How to tell to IOC container you have to scan so and so packages to recognize @component classes are. See, @component scan not only scans @component annotation classes, it will scan all stereotype annotation classes. Point to be remembered, very important point. @component scan not just look for @component annotation classes, it looks for all the stereotype annotation classes. What classes, guys? All the stereotype annotation classes. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Okay. @component scan, what is there? Base packages. What's there, guys? Base packages. Com dot nt dot, what is there? SBeans. Com dot nt dot SBeans. @component scan base packages is equal to com dot nt dot what? SBeans. Are we what we are taking here, guys? Com dot nt dot SBeans. We are taking simply com dot nt dot SBeans are not there. Super. This is my app config. What config, guys? App config. Public class. Tell me. App config. This is my application configuration class or not there? Okay. But here we have to configure property file or not there? @property source. What? Property source. Property source. com/nt/com/nt. If it is a file slash, if it is a package dot. Okay, commons slash, what's there? Common slash, what is the file? Info dot properties. What dot properties, guys? Info dot properties. Here we are having simply info dot properties or not there. That's good. This is my app config class, guys. This is my SBeans. Okay, here is my main. And this is there. Right click on new class. Strategy DP test. It's not strategy DP test, guys. Value annotation test. What test, guys? Value annotation test. Yeah, value annotation test. Tell me. Create the IOC content. What's there, guys? Create the IOC contact. Yeah, tell me. Annotation config. Application context CTX is equal to new annotation config app config dot class catch exception E. Where is this? E dot print stack. Exception E dot print stack trace. CTX new annotation config application context of app config dot. Super guys. Tell me here what is the story? Get Spring Bean class object reference. Get what? Target Spring Bean class object reference. Get target Spring Bean class object reference. Personal info is equal to CTX dot get bean. What is there? P info. What is there? Personal info dot class. What's the bean ID, guys? At the rate P info. Create as anyhow, when object is created, every injection happens, even at the rate value based injection also takes place. Yeah, system dot out dot println. What is there? Info. I just want to check whether real injections are done or not done. Whether injections are done or not done. Okay. See guys, app config, all this stuff. Right click, run as Java application. See, we are happily getting now, my dear. Raja, this is hard coded value. Username, system property value, Natras. In this computer, what is the username? Natras. Yeah. Okay. OS name, what is there? Windows 11. Version 10 point. See, lots of people think that at the rate value is there only to collect the value from property file. No, it is more powerful than that. It can have hard-coded value collected from property file, system property values, and this is path with respect to Eclipse IDE, guys. All the values that are there in path of the Eclipse project are coming and coming there or not there. Yeah, let me give the feeling. Yeah, personal info, guys. I wantedly given wrong key. Run as Java application. PR.name1. I wantedly given what? Wrong key. Wrong key is happening or not happening, guys? See, tell me, when you give wrong key, if it is compatible to store, the key itself injected or not there? If it is incompatible to store, then what happened, guys? The key itself injected or not there, guys? Okay. The key itself injected. If it is not compatible to, you are not getting error when you give wrong key. The key itself what? Injected. PR.id. Suppose here I have given wrong key, but key itself try to inject to integer. Do you think key will be injected, my dear? Do you really think key will be injected, my dear? No. So we are getting exception over here or not there? Unsatisfied dependency injection is expressed. We are getting error or not there, guys? We are definitely getting error over here or not there, guys? Value annotation test, Java application. This. So when you give wrong key, if it is compatible to inject, the key itself will be injected. Okay. If it is not compatible, definitely what? Exception. But you try to give wrong key for system properties. String only, na? I have given this one. What happened? When you give wrong key, it will try to inject key itself or not there. It will try to inject the key itself. User dot name one. User dot name one. Is that clear, boss? Okay. User dot name one. Run as Java application. Compatible. If it is not compatible, anyhow exception will come. Yeah. So this is the application development or not there? Okay. 619, I think we have to look for 22 session where we discussed about what? Stereotype, annotation and other stuff. Stereotype, annotation and other stuff. Yeah. Here is the example, guys. In old version of Spring, we used to get exception when we pass wrong key in value annotation. From new version, from 6.x, it is compatible to store. We are not getting exception. We are getting the things are not there. Yes, whatever thing I discussed, that is there, boss. Now listen, I'll give one internal discussion now. We think that value collected from property file injected to Spring Bean. No. Actually, that is not the story. Values from property file are collected. Value from system properties are collected. Value from environment variables are collected. First of all, they are maintained in, they are stored in IOC container managed environment object, which is a Spring Bean. What is that object? First of all, whenever you start the application, IOC container internally creates one environment object having values collected from properties file, collected from system properties and path environment variable. Come on. And all of them is kept into what? Environment object. Come on, guys. From there, they will go to appropriate Spring Bean property. Sir, why should I believe, sir? Where is the proof? Wait a minute. I'll give two proofs before showing it's practical. System.out.println. Tell me. Environment env is equal to ctx dot get environment. Environment env is equal to ctx dot get environment. Are you getting my point, my dear? Super. Okay. Tell me here. Where is this? System dot out dot println. Okay. In this environment, everything is stored now, guys. pr dot id key based value. What value? Value. Tell me. env dot get property of env dot get property of. Tell me, what should I do there? env dot get property of pr dot id. Yeah. What is next one? OS dot name key based value. Here, what is there, guys? OS dot name. What dot name, guys? OS dot name. This is value annotation run as Java application. pr.id key based value 1001. os.name key based value Windows 11. What is there, guys? Windows 11. Coming or not coming? Are they coming directly or they are coming first of all to environment object? And how can you say environment object is one Spring Bean? We can inject to other Spring Beans also, my dear. 1 minute. I'll go to SBeans. Here is my class. Where is this? Test bean. Here is my class test bean. Tell me. At the rate component. Where is this? TB. At the rate component TB. There, what is the story? Private. What's there, guys? Private. Yeah. Private environment. env. What is there? At the rate auto. At the rate auto. Fine. Here I just because I want to prove that it is a Spring Bean so that I can inject to other Spring Bean or not. Some display data method, guys. Here I'll try to print one to property values. Okay, PR dot name to just check whether it is injectable or not. Okay, so what I do here again, keep the arrow, guys. Test bin TB is equal to what is there? CTX dot get bin. What is there? TB. Test bin dot class. System dot out dot println TB. TB, I think there is no need of already. TB dot display data. TB dot display data. Value annotation test run as Java application. Raja is coming now. This proves environment object is a IOC container created object or not there. Yeah, when I use the word environment object, it is not really object of environment interface, guys. If some object name is called with interface name, come on. Is it the object of interface or object of a class that implements the interface? I generally say, na, okay, I don't know some every student name. I say muddy fellow, dirty fellow, right? But is it your original name is muddy fellow and dirty fellow? We say serializable object. Actually, serializable is what? An interface. If any object is referred with interface name, it is not object of what? Interface. It is the object of a class that implements the interface. It is the object of a class that implements the interface. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Okay. Okay, let's see. System.out.println env dot get class. What dot get class, guys? Env dot get. Value annotation test run as Java application. See, standard environment is the class that implements environment interface or not there. List object, but actually list is an interface. It's actually array list or vector kind of objects or not. Map object, okay. Hash map kind of object or not there. Say something, guys. I want reply from you people. The IOC container internally mentions few ready-made Spring Bean class object like environment object. This object gets information from what? Configured property file, system property, environment variable, and sends to Spring Bean class object property based on the keys placed in the placeholders of the value annotation. Placeholders of the value annotation. This object can be injected to other Spring Bean using what? At the rate auto void annotation. Can be accessed from what? Client application using ctx dot get environment method. What method, guys? ctx dot get environment. See, another Spring Bean, I'm injecting environment object. I'm trying to read it or not there. Standard environment is the class that is implementing environment interface directly or indirectly or not there. Environment is not the object of environment interface. It is the object of a class that implements what? In Spring 3.x, class name if in the class name of environment object is what? Standard environment. It is not Ifra Babu, it is off. If certain object is called with interface name, then it is called what? object, then it is the object of Java class that implements the interface or not. Environment, list, set, map. If certain object is called with abstract class name, then it is what? Object of class that extends from abstract class or not there. Calendar object is actual object. Gregorian calendar that extends from calendar interface are not there. That's good. All these are properties file, system properties, environment variable. Okay, all these things first of all goes to whom? Environment object. From there they will go to Spring Bean class object based on the placeholders we use in boss. Based on the placeholders we use, they go to what? Appropriate environment object are not there. Yeah. How to configure multiple Spring Bean properties in our application? Okay, array actually in one, yeah, we can use property source multiple files, or property sources is there you can mention individual property source. But who you will take this much headache when you can mention both files in single place, guys? Okay, see, answer 1, answer 2. Property source multiple file names. First file name, comma, second file name. Info 1 dot properties, info dot properties. Second one is what? Property sources is one annotation. Inside that, to configure first file one property source, to configure second file another property source. To configure first file one property source, to configure second file what? Another property source. Are you getting my point there or not there? Okay, guys, come on. Right. Let's see what we can do. First file property source, second file property sources. This is my personal info.java, guys. Yeah, go to app config. 1 minute. First, let me take the second property file here. Second property file. Okay, go to commons. File save as info1 dot properties. Here also wantedly I will maintain address Vizag. And I configure both files. First file, array type, first value, comma, second value. Here is what? Info1 dot properties. First value, comma, second value. Info dot properties and what? Info1 dot properties. We have taken both now, my dear. Value annotation test run as Java application. Value annotation test run as a Java application. Yeah, both I have given. But what has come? Vizag has come or not? If both are second one, whatever second configured, that comes. Or first this one, second this one. Then what? Hyderabad will come or not there? How to configure multiple property file? In one property source annotation, we can write multiple values or not there? Oh, error has come. Why? 2 is not there, na? Fine. Right. 1 just info. 2 is not there. We have only info. Yeah, this time what we are going to get? Hyderabad has come or not there? See, guys, I configured both files. pr.id, pr.id. Here 1010, here 1001. Here what is the first one? Info 1. Second one, info. What will be the final value? Info 1. 1010 will be taken as the final value or not there? If multiple property files that are configured Spring application are having same keys with different values, then the @ value annotation having that key injects which value as what? Final value. The lastly configured property file maintained, key maintained value. What is there? Property file key maintained value will be picked up for injecting the value to whom? Spring Bean property. For injecting the value to whom? Spring Bean property. Here pr.id 1010 1001. Here what is the order of configuration here? First info 1, then info. Info 1 is what? 1010. So in the PID, what will be injected, guys? In the PID, what will be injected? First what? Info 1, then info. Second one is what? Oh, I think here reverse I kept. Come on. Info 1, info. Second one is info. Okay, info is 1001. Gets 1001 value from the info.property file. Everyone getting my point, guys? What happens if the key of the property file is matching with what? System property name towards injecting value using value annotation. The value given by system property will be taken as what? Final value. Will be taken as what? Final value. I'll show that. Okay. In this info one dot properties, OS dot name is equal to my doors, something I kept. OS dot name is already there na, boss. Okay, in app config, first info, then info one. So OS dot name is there as a system property, as a user defined key. But which value will get the higher priority, right? Yeah, Java application. Still Windows 11 only coming na, boss. That means still system property only taken into the picture or not there. What happens if the key of property file matching with what? Environment variable name towards value injection or value annotation? Then what happens, guys? The value given by environment variable will you be taken as final value or not? While working with value annotation, the order of recognizing keys in placeholders is properties file, system properties, environment variable. Properties file, system properties, environment variables. Are you getting my point there, guys? Got the clarity or not there, guys? If you provide data to annotation param without specifying the param name, then the data goes automatically to a param whose name is value or not there. See, guys, at the rate component, are we passing any param name there? By default, it is going to value param. Property file also we are mentioning name of the file. Are you mentioning any parameter name? No. At the rate component value WMG is equal to at the rate component WMG. Is that clear, guys? Super. In annotation param type, array type, we can give single value to value param. Okay, without specifying what? Flower bracket. Actually, if parameter type is array, boss, but you are passing only one element. No need of giving flower bracket. Check it out. At the rate component value mmg equal to what? At the rate component WMG are not there. At the rate component scan base packages is equal to com.nt.sbin is equal to what? At the rate component scan base packages is equal to com.nt.sbin. Base package is what? String array type. Array single element, okay, you can mention. Multiple elements means flower bracket is required or not required. If any parameter type is an array, boss, you want to pass one value, no need of passing flower bracket. Multiple elements, you have to get the flower bracket. These are small enhancements, guys, nothing else. What's the difference between soft coding and what? Hard coding, already discussed. Putting application input directly in the source code, hard coding. Collecting same thing from what? Outside the application. Maybe by taking the support of what? Properties file or XML file or forms, whatever it is. That comes under hard coding or not there. Sorry, soft coding. Yes, guys. Tell me, Google Natraz. What is the story, guys, here? What is the story, guys? Huh? This is 5 p.m. now. Spring Core. I think today we completed both property file discussion and value annotation. Both are covered together or not there? Super. Tell me. Here is what? Spring. Here is what? Core. 619. Core. Tell me. Here is the story or not there? This is my 22. This is my 23. Not 23. 21 actually we did some modification. Let's use that modification. Say upload. Clear guys? Yeah. Tomorrow when we meet, we will discuss more on what? Spring Bean life cycle and other concepts are there. Or we do one thing. We already got property file knowledge. Already we got ambiguity problem. We are solving ambiguity problem using qualifier annotation. But without touching source code, by having 100% loose coupling, I want to solve that ambiguity problem. Shall we do that work tomorrow, guys? Right. Are you enjoying the classes? Spring is interesting or Core Java is interesting? Yeah, definitely. Compared to Core Java, Spring always looks easy. Even Advanced Java looks interesting because here we are not studying what is what. We are using subject for application development. You can visualize in real time, right? How website development happen, how database insertion, retrieving. We can feel it. But this is the real subject that is required after joining in the company. Core Java is all about habituating to Java. It's not application development. Here application development is involved. Fine. Thank you. We'll meet tomorrow.